All right, everybody. Today we're doing another monthly special. We have a special guest, Brandon Bornancin. Many of you know who he is. Probably all of you know who he is. Founder and CEO of seamless.ai. They went from zero to a $1 billion valuation in just 4 years, which is crazy. And I figured this would be a perfect guest to have on our show because I want to talk about tactical stuff. And usually we start the episode with like posing a problem and then like sending it back to you and providing like tactical like advice. So the problem that I want to talk about, and I think a lot of salespeople don't know how to do properly, is a mixture of negotiation and closing. And so I want to know how you tactically would go about and how have you gone about negotiation, closing during the demo or post demo.
Okay. Yeah, Mor, super excited to be here, man. Thanks for having me. And we met in freaking at one of the conferences, dude, right?
Yeah.
It's awesome, man. So super excited to be here. And demo to close. So negotiation, closing, demoing, our salespeople book last year, 52,267 appointments. So literally cold prospecting using seamless multi-channel, cold calling, emailing, social selling, texting, 51,000 appointments. And then those appointments, we've got a very predictable, repeatable, scalable process that we use for pitching. 7-minute introduction, 7-minute discovery, 7-minute demo. And then it's pretty much Q&A, closing, follow-up, next steps if we can't close. Now granted, to back up, sorry. Who am I? Who is Seamless, right? So I'm the founder and CEO of seamless.ai. Seamless.ai is the number one software in the world for building lists, finding sales leads, you name it. We believe that everything you want in this life is just one list away. The only way to build the list is with Seamless. You can't sell anything to anyone without the sales list, without the sales leads. And that's why I invested everything, my whole life and career, into building Seamless to help all salespeople globally get their products and services in the hands of more people so that you can serve your customers. And once we built it, we built an SDR team. Our software is on average $100 a month per user. So when I talk about like prospecting, pitching, and closing, my whole career, I never sold anything less than 100 grand a year. My deals were like 100 grand to 10 to 20 million. And it was literally multi-month, multi-year sales cycle. So when we invented Seamless, I'm like, holy shit, how do I sell $100 a month software to anyone and everyone in the world? So we literally figured out the perfect pitch, the perfect demo process for us and for how we go to market selling Seamless. And it was like, I always also wanted it to be super concise, right? Because salespeople, we don't have any time. We don't have any attention. Like, we need to get to the point quickly. I don't know about you, Mor, and actually I know you talk about this on your podcast, right? But I hate when like I ask for pricing and it's 5 demos to get the pricing.
Yeah.
Or, oh, hey, Mor, you want to learn about our product, but I'm the wrong guy. I'm going to get you to one guy, and then that guy's going to learn more about you, and then they're going to pass you off to her, and then she'll learn more about you, and then we'll get you the info that you need. I'm like, I want one-stop shop as fast as possible. I want to learn everything about you, where you at, where you going. I want to help you get there as quickly as possible, and I want to give you all the answers that you need to make a decision efficiently and effectively. So what we've created for our pitching process, and then we'll talk about negotiation, because I believe you cannot negotiate without understanding current state, future state, the gap, and their goals, their dreams, their pain, their problems, their challenges. Like, that doesn't mean you need 3 hours to do that. You could do that in 5 minutes. You can learn that stuff. So our pitch process, we broke down 7-minute discovery, introduction, discovery, 7-minute presentation or demo, highly focused on what they give a shit about. Like, Seamless could find the weather of where someone lives. But if you're like, Brandon, I want cell phones, and the only thing I give a shit about is cell phones and emails for every person in the world I need to sell to, then I'm only gonna, in that demo, show you how to find cell phones and emails for every single person in the world that you need to sell to using Seamless.
Which why the demo is 7 minutes and not like a 20-minute dragged out demo, because you're just focusing on one main problem that they're having.
Yeah, I'm focusing on like, what are their problems? How do we solve their problems insanely fast? I don't want to waste anyone's time. There is a bunch of other features and functionality, but like no one gives a shit about the things that they don't care about.
Right.
You know, so like we've got pitch intelligence, we've got job changes, we've got, you know, all this data about contacts and companies. Like, but if you come to me and you're like, yo, I just need cell phones and emails, I'm going to show you how to do that across all the ways that you search and work. And then boom, we go into really closing, objection handling, and Q&A. And that's why it's like 777. And that last part, I'd like to have 7 to 14 minutes. Like if the closing and objection handling and Q&A next steps goes over 7 minutes, I want to have a window of time to be able to get all of that done in 30 minutes.
So, I mean, if you're doing, so you're doing 7-minute intros, 7-minute discos, and then you're, and 7-minute demos, and then
7-minute intro and disco.
So you're, okay.
Boom.
So the intro and disco is one shot. Got it.
Yeah. We've got our demo broken out into 3 segments. Like if you're watching a movie, I think about it that way. You've got the setup, okay, intro and disco.
Yep.
You've got I'm watching the major scenes of the movie, the presentation, the demo software presentation, or the demo, let's call it. And then you've got the conclusion, which is like, awesome. You told me X, you want to get to Y. This is how Seamless gets you from X to Y, eliminates all your pains, your problems, your challenges, helps you achieve your greatest desires, your greatest dreams, your greatest goals. Here's all the money you're going to make, the time you're going to save, like whatever they were trying to do. Maybe it was like make their reps more efficient. Maybe it was land 50% new accounts, book, you know, like at the core, our software helps you book 3 to 5x more appointments, increase sales by at least 100%, like double your sales, increase your appointments by 300 to 500x, right? So we'll walk them through how they do that. And then they see just how fast the software is and how many people they find that they could sell to, where they're like, oh yeah. I could see all the money that I'm making that you're talking about. I could see all the time that I'm saving that you're talking about. Then we go into pricing. Like this is no like secret pricing. You have to get on 19 calls with me. We present the pricing right away at the end. So basically at minute 14, 15, we go right into pricing. You tell me you've got 4 users. Here's how much it costs. Here's everything that's included. Then we talk about next steps. Like, let's get you signed up. Let's get you kicked off. You know, you're at $1 million. You need to get to $3.5 million by the end of the year. The number one thing holding you back is an empty calendar. You guys are booking 1 appointment a week. You've got 4 reps doing that. If we, you know, Seamless will help your 4 reps get to at least 2 to 3 appointments a day while saving 3 to 5 hours a day on endless list building, prospecting, appointment setting, manual, you know, endless CRM data entry. And then we're going to help you hit your revenue numbers that you need to hit. And it only costs $100 a month per rep or whatever. And then the closing part, I love talking about closing and objection handling. And I can't wait for us to dive into that. But I want to make sure I answer any questions.
So if you're showing, what's a common objection that your reps get at the end of the demo when they're going over pricing, and then how do they handle it? Tactically, how do they handle it?
Like this is one of my secrets that I talk a lot about. Like there were 3 major things that helped me go from a 50K sales rep to $1 million sales rep. The first one was the list. Like number 1, to sell to anything to anyone, you need to have the list. And I went all in on how do I build that list as fast as possible. Secret number 1. Secret number 2 is massive activity. Once you have the list, selling the list, calling, emailing, social selling, flooding, you know, insane amount of activity to these prospects. Of course, like personalized, engaged, value-driven. I'm not talking like shitty spray and pray outreach. And then the third secret was becoming a master at sales objections. So I learned this secret when I was 25 or 26. I was just shooting from the hip a lot, right? Like I was winning deals, but I didn't have a repeatable, scalable, and predictable process to close deals. And then I like had this epiphany where I was on 4 or 5 different back-to-back demos, and I was keeping track of everything, all the sales objections. I'm like, man, I'm not interested. It's too expensive. No budget. Send me more info. I need to talk to my boss. Call me back later. I'm not the right person. What's your guarantee? How much is it? Let me think about it. Like, I don't need it. You name it, right? I'm like, shit. These are all the same, and there's only 10 to 15 of them. All the objections are the same. Like, no matter what you sell, you're only going to run into 10 to 15 of the same objections. So then what I did, like when I realized that, I was like Keanu Reeves in The Matrix, just seeing like green zeros and ones. I'm like, holy fuck, I solved it. And then I started becoming obsessed with writing hundreds of ways to overcome every single objection. So then when I mastered having 100 different ways to overcome all these objections, anytime I would pitch, it was like the Matrix, where no matter what you shot at me, I knew how to address it, overcome it, and get the deal closed or the deal move forward to the next step. So my secret
what's an example of
closing a
one?
negotiation is that.
So what's an example of one? What's you mentioned like a handful of objections.
I mean, okay, so I would say the most popular objection that you're going to run into is I'm not interested. And
this is when cold prospecting. It probably wouldn't happen on the demo because they're obviously interested because they're on the demo.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Like, okay, on the demo, probably it's too expensive, or I need to think about it.
Okay.
Or I need to trial it, or probably those would be the most ones. But I would list out the objections that you get the most. I'm not interested. It's too expensive. Already working with someone. I have no budget. I need to think about it. I need to trial it. How much is it? I need to talk to my boss. What's your guarantee? Send me more information, which is like bullshit. When I hear send me more information, like we just went through a whole demo.
Yep.
Like,
so what would you respond to?
If you're asking for more information, like if you come to me with send me more information, I'm trying to figure out more. I'd be happy to send you anything you got. I got like books. I got hundreds of books on this stuff. What do you still need to learn about? Like, what are you still concerned about? What do you still have questions about? I'm right here. Instead of getting you 19 PDFs that you're going to blow your brains out going through, like, what do you still have a question about right now? I could show it to you. I could address it to you, and we could knock this thing out of the park for you.
And what if they say, I'm not interested? Let's say you do the demo. They're like, oh, I appreciate it. I think price is too expensive.
Cool, I'm not interested or whatever.
Or price is too expensive. That's a common one that people deal with.
Yeah, price is too expensive. I mean, I like to tie it back to the discovery. So going back to the discovery, are they trying to make money or save money? Are they trying to make time or save time? Like everyone, there's only a certain number of reasons, just like sales objections, why people buy anything. It's to make money, it's to save money, it's to make time, save time. It's for social status, praise, recognition. There's like 8 different reasons really why people buy anything for anything. To get promoted, you name it, right?
Yeah.
So I tie it back to what I learned about why are they on the call? What are they trying to achieve this next year? So a good one with it's too expensive, I break it down to dumbless dollars and cents, which is easy for me to do. $100, there's that's $1,200 a year, right? There's 365 days a year. Like you could literally divide 365 divided by 1,200. It's a few dollars a day. Like bullshit, dude.
Is that are you doing the calculations for them on the screen?
I don't even like show it. I mean, yes, my reps do. Not like me as the CEO.
Yeah.
I talk it, but my reps have calculators or ROI sheets where they'll show them this stuff. I literally just could talk to you and do the math in my head and verbalize it and break it down, just stupid dollars and cents, how cost effective it is. Or, I hate selling on saving money or how cheap something is. Like I love focusing on like the literally the vitamin, right? That will make you rich, like the limitless pill, helping you talk, like showing you all the money and all the people that you're going to be able to sell to, the appointments, the revenue that you're going to make for that little investment. Most people take action to remove pain. It's like a painkiller. So if you had a painkiller pill and a dream maker pill, you know, the majority of people will take a painkiller pill unless you're an overachiever. Like I'm an overachiever. I'll always take the fucking multiplier pill. But the majority of decision makers is like remove pain. So what is their biggest pain? And I'll sell to both, and I'll overcome objections to both, removing their pain, accomplishing their biggest goals and dreams and desires. Or if I know one is greater than the other, I'll focus the objection handling and looping back to how that solves those gaps.
What was the last thing you personally negotiated?
Almost 100 million in venture capital funding.
So you don't have to give me the
brutal
details, but just maybe give me a little sliver of.
No, yeah, dude. I mean, shit. We had to go from, okay, we're gonna go like, we're one of the SaaS companies that went from like a teeny tiny seed round for 3 years. You know, I raised a few $1 million, and it went from like a $2 million seed round to a $100 million round, fucking out of nowhere. I'm like, I'm going to skip all the series A, B, C bullshit.
Yep.
And I'm just going to go straight to getting us all the money we need to hyperscale. And that deal, it was like, I was getting inundated by all this inbound, and I'm like, I'm going to build a dream list of growth partners that can take me and take us to building a company that IPOs. I was like, who are the venture capital growth equity groups that could help us IPO? And so I looked at industry experience. Who the fuck has worked with Zoom Info? Because I'm coming for you.
Right.
And number two, who's got experience with growth equity, private equity, and going public? Now that the markets are shit, like it's funny, new data, new decisions. This is another cool thing too, guys. Like when you're at a demo, and I hate this about shitty sales reps, no offense. When you get new data, all I care about is this one thing, and just give me pricing and tell me it in 5 minutes. Don't force your reps, don't force your prospects through a 30, 60, 90-minute thing because your boss wants you to take them through this procedure.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Yep. That's cool, man.
This is what Gong did to me. It's fucking terrible. They lost 1.5 years because they wanted me to go through 13 demos, 19 pricing calls. I was like, I don't even want a demo. Give me pricing at this price, and I'm ready to buy right now.
Did they?
Don't give a shit. I know about it. I get it. I'm ready to buy. Guess what? They wouldn't drop the $3 to $5 per user. And they burned 1.5 years of MRR. No disrespect, Gong, I love you. And the thing that killed me about their demos was they have to do it this way and this way. I'm a robot. I got to take you through the factory. I want to blow my brains out.
Yeah. It seems like I mean, I've done a demo with them a couple of times, but there are other big name brands that I've been sitting in on as a buyer, and it felt really robotic, like a template that they're just following. Even like the script, the discovery script, like they're doing discovery in the right way by going through the questions and the motions, but it sounds like they're doing it based on a script that someone gave them, or a template or a framework, right? Like the check-ins and the reiterating the problems. Like you can feel it. It doesn't sound like a conversation anymore.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the thing, you know, a lot of your sales managers will say, like, I'll give you the template, right? I just gave you the template, 7-minute discovery, 7-minute demo, 7-minute Q&A and closing. But if Mor's like, yo, Brandon, I heard all about Seamless. It's the #1 sales software for sales leads. I'm ready to go. What's the price? I will not demo Mor at all. Give him the price, send him the contract. Let's get you set up right away.
If they know, I'd argue if they know about the product and they know enough, they did their own research and they're saying that, then yeah, I would say if they don't really know about the product, like I was coaching an AE and he was hyping up the product on discovery, and the guy's like, yeah, whatever it is, I'm ready to sign up. I actually don't like that because like the guy has no idea what the product can do. He just knows based on what the AE said and didn't really do his research and just took the AE's word for it. I think that's dangerous territory. Yours is a little different because you're saying if they've done the research, they know it's this is a very different product also. But
Yeah,
I think
this is like sales discovery. If more you're like, yo, my calendar's empty. I need to get to enterprise VPs of sales to coach all their reps on demo2close.com, my new coaching program. I'm like, dude, I sell to VPs of sales every single day using Seamless. Last year, we booked 52,000 appointments. Like, I'm going to help you get in front of all of them. What industries are you targeting? What employee sizes? You give me a little data. I know it will work for you. And if you're ready to roll, I'll say, let's get you signed up, but I want to make sure you're in training. I got to make sure you're in training because my goal isn't to get the initial sale. My goal, like our team, our company has a goal of 10 to 100x multiple on a client. So I want you to not only stay with us for 5 to 10 years, I need you to refer 5 to 10 customers who then stay with us for 5 to 10 years. So if I sold you and it doesn't work for you, that goes against all of our customer success retention goals and like getting you into a President's Club, which is our whole mission is to get all of our users and customers into President's Club, which is our 7-figure award. It's the $1 million award that we ship, print, and customize all of our customers that make it. And so when we're doing that, I would want to make sure you go through training to know how to use it, which is part of right when you buy our CS team. Make sure you go through onboarding, training, set everything up, know how to use it, know how to target your ICP.
Yeah.
It's like using Google, so it is very simple to use. However, yeah, we want to make sure we go over that. But on the biggest deal thing, right, Mor? The biggest deal thing was that massive round of venture capital funding. And, you know, I interviewed with 32 growth equity VC firms, knocked it down to 16 to 8, 8 to 4, and then went through insane diligence.
Wow.
Us interviewing them interviewing, grilling us for months. And then closed on our partner. And then it was still insane due diligence for 3 to 6 months. That was the hardest pitch I've ever done.
Wow. Insane.
Actually, I lied. That was not the hardest pitch. The hardest pitch was my seed round when no one thought that sales leads would be a great business. And I had to pitch 347 venture capitalists. That my seed round, my $2.4 million seed round took me 2 years to do and 347 VC pitches. The growth equity VC round, it was long, but it was way easier than the seed round.
Wow.
Because you have a proven company, you have a proven business, proven numbers, metrics.
Yeah, I can imagine. Cool, man. Where can people find you?
Oh, man.
Sounds like a stupid question.
I'd love to connect with you on LinkedIn. I post daily on LinkedIn and then on YouTube. Every day we're dropping success secrets on YouTube. If you just search Brandon Bornancin or seamless.ai on YouTube, you'll see me. But I'd love to connect on LinkedIn. I'd love to connect, subscribe on YouTube. And then also everyone that listens to the podcast, make sure, go to seamless.ai, put in, what do you want the bonus code to be? Demo to close?
FTTC, or it could be seamless.
Okay. Go to seamless.ai. When you sign up for free, use FTC, and we're going to give you a few $100s in credits to use Seamless. Since Mor has been grateful in bringing us to his audience, and we want to give back.
Cool, man. This is great. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me, man. Really appreciate it. Hope it was valuable.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks, man. Talk soon.